Hello, my name is Ryan, and today I'm going to test 4 different types of aquarium substrate and tell you which is best for growing live aquarium plants. To give a quick background, being bored in the early stages of a quarantine led to me getting 2 fish tanks. I have attempted to put different types of plants in, but I believe it to be the soil, or a substrate in this case, that has led to the death of many live aquarium plants. After this realization, I started to research planted aquarium substrates, but every brand repeats the same statements on how their product was what the plants need. I will be testing the pH, the top 3 needed nutrients for plants, and iron in the substrates. Plants are beneficial for your tank as they add oxygen, increase tank stability, and add a little color to your aquarium. Aquarium substrate is necessary in your tanks as they act as gateways for bacteria to enter and stay in your tank. Bacteria is vital as it plays a key role in the nitrogen cycle and overall health of your tank. Nitrogen cycle meaning the breakdowns of nitrates and nitrites into ammonia. More beneficial bacteria means a more stable body of water, reducing the ebbs and flows of the chemical balance in the water. It also helps with deadly ammonia, which is a byproduct of excess decaying matter in your tank. This can also kill plants and fish quick as it upsets the nitrogen cycle and quickly elevates pH. Beginner tank syndrome is common and includes ammonia spikes as the water is not settled in with the bacteria yet. Bottom dwelling fish need substrate to scavenge in, and plants need substrates of any kind to root in and pull nutrients out of. Some may even say the fish feel safer in tanks with a bottom layer since they can mimic a more natural environment or habitat. The 5 items I am testing are directly related to plant growth. As you know, pH is a quick measure of how acidic or basic a substance is. In aquariums, acidic pH robs fish of sodium and makes the water chemically imbalanced, therefore needing a stable pH closer to the middle 7.0. Acidic pH also makes nutrients dissipate quicker, killing plants if the proper nutrients are not there. Potassium regulates CO2 intake, so that is vital for plants' health and actual continuous growth. Nitrogen is used for plant energy and even helps in the chlorophyll, giving them their green color you want in your tank. Phosphorus is used like nitrogen for ATP, which is cell energy. Finally, iron is needed for plant growth as it is a key nutrient. It helps with plant metabolism and enzyme production as well. The 4 types of substrate I considered are as follows: fluval stratum, Cirw fluorite, some typical fish tank gravel, and my own soil from my own ranch at home. The first 2 are highly recommended, these 2, so I naturally picked those first. Fluval stratum is a porous gravel type of cover that is in the shape of small beads. It is chemically treated so it can alter the pH of waters, making it more suitable for specific types of fish and invertebrates, for example shrimp, as they like a more acidic pH. It is even harvested from the foot of volcanoes, so volcanic ash or rock-type minerals are present in fluval stratum. Cirw fluorite, this one right here, is a porous clay material that resembles rock chips. It is not chemically treated and made from all natural ingredients. I then added the gravel, as many fish keepers will not be utilizing live plants and just putting some fancy colored rocks in their aquarium, so it's just basic, earth toned gravel. It is also very cheap comparatively, because I think that was about $20 and that was $16, where that bag of top fin was about $3. I chose to add in my own soil as it is an inexpensive solution as well as superb quality, according to the UF Agriculture Division, who takes samples of our own soil to actual expos. And these soils are supposed nutrients, these 2 specifically, and chemicals that help pH and promote plant growth. Utilizing 2 test kits, I will search for individual pH, nitrate, phosphorus, potassium, and iron levels. Due to my lack of access to lab equipment and chemicals, I'll be using the Lusterleaf Rapid Test Soil Test Kit, which are these 4 canisters and a small packet of pills that actually do the chemicals. And the Cirw Multi-Test Iron Kit, which is a small dipping strip that I'll be using inside of actual cups. That's the little reservoirs in there. And I will use all of these to obtain my own test results. All tests have been done in this specific location, my lanai, the one you see me in now, to ensure temperature or weather conditions do not tamper with my final results, since I have the fan off and the temperature set at a nice even temperature. I will start with the first test kit and go down the list of tested items, going from pH to nitrates, phosphorus, potassium, and then finally iron. for each individual substrate type. I will only use distilled and filtered room temperature water in the test tubes to make sure there are no discrepancies. Now I will begin. Alright, we are back. We're going to start doing the scientific part of it. First up, we're going to be using fluval stratum, which is the volcanic small porous one. So it looks like little beads. What I've already done for you guys, so you don't have to wait through the video, is in these test kits there's a small chamber which you have a fill line for the soil and then a water fill line. You put that in there, you shake well. I haven't done it to this one yet, but I will do so for you. Just got a tight fitting lid, and you shake for a little bit. And I have 4 bags of small capsules for you guys, so you guys will see the reaction. Let's grab this in real quick. Alright, now I have done all 4 already for you guys, but I'll do 1 test pill. I'll pop it in for you guys so you guys can see the reaction, and then I'm going to cut and get you guys results so you don't have to wait and see me waiting for the 10 minutes. You have to let it sit for. Alright, first up, the first one I did was not the nitrogen one, I wanted to do the pH one first. That was potassium. This one maybe, yes, this was the pH test. Alright, so for this, you need the corresponding capsule. So for this, I'm going to use a green capsule, and we are going to clear out this little direction for you guys. You do is just break it over. It's a little scary. Oh, just slides. Okay. And I have put that. Alright, so there's 1 green capsule down. And once you do that, you actually have to shake again. So, put this in here real quick. Shake it around. Get that nice little reaction going. Alright, and it's foaming. It's starting to get pretty green. Alright, I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. I'm going to do all 4 of these, and I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Blue. Wanted to give you guys a quick update. We're a couple minutes in, and each of them, I know it's a little dark to see, but each of them is a different respective color. And on each side of the actual case is a little color coordinated thing. So once those are done, in about 8 to 7 minutes, I'm going to plant them on my chart right here, and they will be graphed for you guys. Alright, so the 10 minutes is up, and we have our 4 test results for the fluval stratum over there. For the potassium on the left, I would say it is an adequate color, K2 to be specific on that. For the nitrogen, the purple one, I would say that it is also adequate, maybe close to deficient. It's a little hard to tell. And put it up to the light for you guys. It's pretty hard to tell, but I'll give it a little more thought before I put it on the chart. The pH test, I would say it is between a 6.5 and a 6.0, so it's a little acidic. Actually, it's probably between 6.5 and 7. So yeah, closer to basic, but not acidic, like a 5.5. And then the phosphorus is in a surplus, as it is a very dark blue. So I'm going to put those on the chart and I will take a picture. Test results are in, 1 being the worst and 4 being the best. Stratum is coming in right now. I am doing the iron test and I will be cleaning the actual test containers right after. Alright, now that we have the test results in for fluval stratum on my chart over there, we're going to start on Cirw fluorite, which is the porous clay kind of rock chip looking material. So I'm going to put them back into the test chambers and put them in for 10 minutes. Now, I've already cleaned them out very thoroughly, especially in here when all the reactions happened, because it was pretty bubbly and a little cloudy. So I made sure to thoroughly clean these so I don't have to tamper with any results. And I'm going to speed run that real quick and I will come back to you with results. And the results are in for the fluorite, which was that bag right there. It was a little harder to actually test because the chips were a lot bigger, as in like the particles were a lot larger. And in the case of fluval stratum, which was a little lighter and smaller. But I have my kits over here. I'm going to take a look at the pH. It's pretty cool. Nice little green for the 7.0. So I'm going to go clean these out. I'm going to do the gravel and then the home dirt, and then after all of that is done, then I will do the iron because it does take a lot more time. Alright, so now that I just showed the test results for Cirw fluorite right here, I'm done with both of those. They're looking pretty promising so far. I just cleaned out all 4 containers and the tops to make sure there's no cross-contamination. Next, we are going to be using the top fin gravel. My scientific guess is there is going to be nothing on it, anything, just because it's just small rocks that are polished. So, I am very doubtful that we will have anything. But if we do, I will definitely note it and tell you guys. So, right. And for our third test, we did gravel. There were test results, but they were negative. Surprisingly, the pH was 7.5, which might actually just be the water that I put in it, but I actually got some phosphorus, so interesting. Right, now that we have 3 down, we have done the fluval stratum, the fluorite from Cirw, and then the actual gravel from just basic gravel you put in a tank. Last but not least, we are going to try my home dirt. I dug some up using a little shovel out back. It'll be plenty of enough, but this is going to be the last test. I already cleaned out the test tubes, everything is perfect. So from here I am going to put the dirt in, put some water, mix it, put the little reaction, a little catalyst in there, and then once after that we're going to check the results. I'll show you guys a picture. I'll do some quick iron, and then I'll give you guys the final results of which substrate I think will be the best for a planted tank to reduce ammonia and make sure you have overall great growth for your plants. Alright, and the last result, home dirt, is in. We have all of the stuff on the board, and I just did the iron test off camera, that is, because it was very difficult to film. It was a lot of mixing and it would have added an extra 10 minutes, but it is measured in milligrams per liter, and I know from reading up on it real quick that it is safe anywhere between 0.1 and 0.4-ish, 0.5. So the home dirt is at the outskirts, and then the stratum and fluorite are right in the middle. And of course the gravel doesn't have any. Now I'm going to analyze this chart, and I will get back to you guys with the winner. Alright guys, I'm back, and after analyzing everything, all the way from fluval stratum, Cirw fluorite, top fin gravel, just basic gravel, and then of course the dirt from my own house, I have come up with the list right here that I've showed you after each step. And I personally want to say that gravel is not in the running, just because there wasn't any distinguishable features. Like, yes, there was a pH, but I'm going to count that for the water, as I'm assuming the rocks can't really make that kind of stuff. But there was a very trace amount of phosphorus, which is quite surprising. I would probably say in third place would be stratum. this one right here, because it was very across the board. It did have a slightly acidic pH, which is what it does suggest. It does suggest that it will have a more acidic pH, so that is okay for the more invertebrate tanks. Like if you want to do a little shrimp tank, that is alright, but personally for me, it won't be so well. And so the second, number 2 and number 1 would be going between my house dirt and Seachem fluoride. And personally, for everybody, I personally would choose Seachem fluoride. So the winner of the overall would be Seachem fluoride. And this is because it was the most, I would say, even on all levels, as it had a pretty stable pH right in the center of it, right at a 7.0. The nitrogen, the phosphorus, the potassium, they were all pretty low. It wasn't a super high where it was in abundance, and it wasn't out at all. And the iron was pretty good. It was in that nice little zone. So after all of experimentation and hours of research, I have defended that Seachem fluoride. And it is a little cheaper than fluval stratum, as you can buy 3 out of 4 of these products in any fish store. So thank you guys, and happy growing plants in your tank.